就被你抢。
This town.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Another Thursday night paint night. Doing something a little bit different tonight. Who do we got on here? Shout them out there, Ash, will you? Who do we got?
Orcosaurus, Swampy, Randy, McKern, John Cox, JJ, the Fat Lack, Jawbone, Cody Daniel, Steve Johnson, Mike Gillett, Mario.
What's up, guys? All right, we are back on the FXR project. We do have, I do have one of my buddies. Is he still on? He's still connected, right?
Yeah, he's away from
Yeah. We'll be bringing him on a little bit later, but he's a custom painter from Albuquerque, New Mexico. We'll talk a little bit about him, what he does, how he makes a living, all those kind of questions while we're taping out some stuff on the FXR project. So I'm not going to go into all the detail of how we got it up to this point, but if you do want to go back and rewatch the lives, you can do that on our YouTube channel. So if you just go back into the, I think there'll be just like the regular videos and there'll be the lives, and they're all, you can rewatch everything. You can actually speed them up ×2. That way you kind of get through them a little bit quicker, but it'll take you up to where we're at here, all the way from the primer to the flake to the white paint. So the only thing I have done different to this thing since last week was I did spray on a little bit of clear base coat that was over reduced to kind of help that texture smooth out. Fine line tape sticks better to a smooth surface like sanded clear coat or something like this, which is just clear coat that's been reduced out a little thinner and laid out kind of like a wet bed. So this surface is a little bit smoother, so the tape is going to have hopefully a little bit easier time. But if you do have a rough surface of base coat, that's you spray base coat, it's just really rough, you might have a little bit of a hard time getting your tape to stick, especially around edges. So that could be a quick fix, is just by taking some clear base coat or intercoat clear, over reducing it a little bit, and then doing a couple of wet coats. So you can see here that it kind of lays a smoother surface. But real quick, I kind of want to go over exactly what we'll be doing. So I was searching around, cleaning up some stuff earlier this week, and I did find a batch of some colored leaf that I had samples of. So I'm going to show you these. I have a blue color. I have a couple of different purples. Let's show you these. Purple here. This is like a lighter purple.
Pretty.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
What we got here? There's another purple, but this is going to be a darker purple. Ooh, I'm using that one for sure. See that?
Mm-hmm. That's a sweet color.
I don't think we're using this one. This was very interesting. This is a black leaf.
Ooh.
I have no idea. Unless it spins, I couldn't see that being that useful. We're not going to be using that. We do have a bright pink leaf. You see that kind of? Is it like?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Light's kind of crazy. There is a light pink too. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if I'll be using this, but you see how it's just, that would be like what a rose gold would be.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Check out this one. This is a green leaf. This was super bright.
Whoa.
Yeah. We're just gonna do a little bit of that. It's pretty green, huh?
Pretty cool.
And we have a blue leaf. So we'll be gluing this down to the surface. Kind of change of plans. So I am going to be leafing different graphics on this. We're not going to be really doing any airbrushing. Besides, I will be airbrushing a little bit of a background texture, which hopefully I brought that stencil here somewhere. Is there a stencil pack?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we do have the Limelight stencil pack here that has the animal prints and stuff like that. But it does have a pretty cool stencil in here. It's kind of like a grunge here, right here, actually. We'll be using this kind of a slashed kind of grunge stencil in a light gray. We'll do that before we do any of the leafing, and then we'll do the other colors. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. This is pretty much an experiment for me. I'm hoping for the best, but this is either going to be super amazing and we're going to turn out with something that's just like mind-blowing, great, something that pretty much nobody's really seen before. And I'm hoping that happens, but I don't know. We're going to try it. We're going to see. If not, I can always change things. Everything's been clear coated up to the flake there, so I would be able to start over fairly easy. But I'm gonna chance it. I'm gonna hope for the best, and then also once the leaf is down, it's gonna get clear coat, and we can add more details to that if we feel like we need to later. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get what I'm thinking down onto the part, and then look at it and say, okay, what else does this need? So, but the key is hopefully we don't overdo it. We don't want to overdo it.
Question came in. Thomas says, hey, kind of an out there question. I'm thinking of using liquid latex to paint a design over my base coat, spraying my top coat over that, then peeling the liquid latex off. What are your thoughts?
Yes, that actually works very well. I had a liquid latex here, but it dried up. But I love using that method to be able to make different textures or to be able to pull back highlights.
What is this?
Yeah. Let's see, that's what happens. Go right here.
Here?
Mm-hmm. I think it's a low connection for some reason. Click back, hopefully. Try again. I'm actually staying live, so I'm good. All right, we're going to take some 16th inch tape. I'm going to go ahead and what I'm going to do is just follow the outside of my pattern. But I'm actually taping on the white.
Did you answer that question? Sorry, I was looking at this.
Oh, what was it?
About the latex paint.
Oh, yeah. That's, I like that. Latex works great. As long as you're not using water-based colors, that latex is great.
I like a different leaf.
Yeah, cool. All right, so I'm just going to start taping out the design, kind of think of what I'm doing, but I am kind of following the edge because this is the original edge of the graphics that we're going to create. They're going to overlap the silver. So this is all going to overlap the silver. So we're going to do later on, much later on down the road, we're going to add drop shadows and stuff like that to that. If you look here onto the top, this is going to overlap this. So we'll just run this straight into that line. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this up. We're going to have my buddy.
A couple questions I want to ask you real quick. Eric,
real quick, and then we'll have Dom come on.
Do you have those multi-stencil packs on site yet?
Yes, they should be on there.
And then what about the 10-ounce hard cups?
Yeah, we still have a problem with those. Is it on Amazon? We're talking about those hard cups?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, still an issue with those. Sorry about that.
You can't hear me.
Oh, no? Why?
They said, Ashley, is your mic on? It's not, but I don't know how to play with this.
Oh, you don't? You just have to click yourself, add to stage?
Okay.
And then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you don't. I don't know how to either. So maybe don't add that. Add an adverb. Okay. Let's go ahead and add Dom in there.
All right, dude. What up, Dom? Can you
What
hear
up?
us?
What up? How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Anyways, this is my buddy Dom. Quick introduction. I'll just kind of mention how I met you. But traveled down to Albuquerque. Well, I think it was like last year. Did the event over at Blast Shop down in Albuquerque. That event was great, and you were one of the kind of instructors that kind of helped out with everything. So that's where I first met you. Cruised down to your shop, kind of see what you were doing, and we connected on I think TikTok a couple of times, and then here you are.
Yes, sir.
So yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes,
maybe
sir.
just explain to people, like, you know, where you're from, and we've already talked about where you're from, where you came from, who's your mama, who's your dada, just everything. So, and I'll just keep up on this right here. Go ahead, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I've been doing this for about 15 to 20 years, really taking it serious. Probably the last 10 and like the custom. It's just literally something that I've always loved. It was something that kind of grew into me. The reason why I started it is because I grew up poor. So me growing up poor, I used to look at these vehicles and look at these cars and just only could imagine that I could get to a place in my life where I could financially afford one of those beautiful paint jobs that I just would admire and look at. So just like what Adam's doing here, he's just showing you techniques, and by just picking up and reading and watching people's work, like I followed Rob's, I followed multiple artists, and just kind of piggybacked off that, and then just is gradually keep going. And probably just like Adam, it's every day, it's like a learning experience, just like he just said. Now I'm an experience. I'm gonna play with some things. We're gonna throw some splatter, we're gonna throw multicolored leaves, we're gonna come with some pinks, some blues, and that's what makes it unique. And I think at that point is like that's when you start enjoying it. And a lot of people enjoy it because you're coming out of your, I guess, how do you want to say it, your comfort zone. Yeah, exactly. And then that's when it becomes unique. And then that's when it becomes, oh, look at that. That's when you start posting, and your views are like, whoa, your views just start climbing. But it's a pleasure to be on here. Adam's great people, sells a great product. A lot of because like I was just telling Adam, just became a TikTok creator, and a lot of people have asked me about the glass. Adams is the guy that actually I tried it with, and like I said, just like him, it was something different for me. Loved it. You're gonna run into things that you're gonna like, and you follow, you like products you're gonna like Adam. Like there's actually a product I want to try of Adam's actually really cool. That black candy. I watched it last time, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll hook you
Really,
up on
really
some
cool,
of that, man.
Yeah,
Try that out.
I was like black candy, because I've always heard a myth about the black candy.
Well, and I always had an eye out trying to get black candy throughout the years, because that's really what I wanted. And I feel like a lot of painters wanted black candy as well, but they just, like, where do you get it? Like, where do you get that?
And that's cool because you've never seen it. Like when, for me to try black candy, what I had to do was we used a tint. And that was the closest thing that you're going to get to a black candy. It was you tint it with clear or inner coat. You
Right.
You carry an inner coat too, Adam, right?
Yeah, I do have an inner coat.
Yeah,
yeah, you're exactly right. You can take base coat, and you can basically add inner coat or clear base coat to that to kind of but it still like puts a little bit of like a
It's not clear. It's
dirty
actually
edge
like
a little bit.
Yeah, it's like milky, and it has like a brown hues. You get
Exactly. Yeah, it does kind of go brown.
Yeah, it kind of goes more towards a brown. It's not like black. It's not solid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And sorry for the glasses, guys. The lights on the bottom are make me go cross-eyed, and I'm not trying to embarrass myself.
No, you're good, buddy. You're good. So how long you been doing it for? How long actually like don't have another job kind of thing, you know?
I've been doing it forever. I originally used to work at Reliable. I was a body shop manager. I worked there. I started off at Mako, and I tell my people all the time, that's what I did. I sanded, prepped, mask, sanded, prepped, mask. And that's how I piggybacked, and that's how I learned. And then from there, it just progressed to, let's do a fender. Let's fix the neighbor's dent. And then it just pretty much blew up from there. I started with buying Regals and lowriders back in the days, and that's how I started. So the way I started is I would buy like Cutlasses and Regals when they used to be cheap. They're not, I don't think anything's cheap anymore, but when they were cheap, I would buy them for $500-600, put $500 wheels, put, you know, my time and a little custom paint job on it. And that's what I would do. And that's how I got to where I'm doing this for a living.
Dang. Leveraging what you knew, I guess, right? I mean, because
it's
new lowriders.
Or you can go to Church's Chicken, or you can work wherever you feel entitled to. Or if you want to deal with a boss screaming at you every day and you're late, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right. But I've had to do that myself. I've done it all. I've washed dishes. So
well, everybody comes from something, from somewhere, you know.
I think it's more of a passion. It's more of a love.
What's your future plans?
I'm gonna try to take this stuff a little bit more serious. It was always a hobby, and now I'm kind of like starting to work out for me. So, and I want to show people, and that's one thing. Like, I wish I had the opportunity to have like this platform, you know, like to have like stuff like this where you're literally showing these people's hands-on. And a lot of people pay to go to school for this stuff, and you're literally showing them hands-on, and you can see your technique, how Adam's putting tape, how he's backmasking it. You're learning that, and that's how you learn. That's how you progress. You try, you know, and failure, you're gonna fail more than you're gonna win, for sure, in the beginning, and then you're gonna get used to it.
You'll learn how to fix your mistakes, and I feel like we say that a lot because that's really, you're gonna learn. It's some stuff you just have to learn the hard way, because you can tell somebody, but until they actually know that they've either, you know, maybe laid down paint too wet or, you know, have made the mistake themselves. They just don't quite get it until it happens, and then hopefully it don't happen again, and you learn how to fix those mistakes.
Yeah, and that's what makes a good. I don't know. I had an old school guy tell me that. He's like, you know what a good painter is? And I'd be like, you know, what is a good painter? A guy that can fix his mistakes. And I was like, you know what? And I didn't really get it until I got older and started doing it. And I was like, oh, you know what? I put a pattern there. Did you know that paint peeled off right there? And you didn't know. And if you can do that, then that's the start of it.
Oh, exactly. I mean, you know, we put in bullet holes and stuff here because I've dropped some paint. You know, it's just like, how can we address this issue right now? You know,
yes.
What's the easiest way? We're not going to strip this thing down just because this happened.
Yes. That's how I learned how to do Silverleaf, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had so I was doing patterns. I was doing a multicolor. I'm all happy. Apparently, I didn't prep it right. Taped it, peeled it off. Boom, chunk of paint came off. I'm like, dang, I can't go back and redo this whole car again. Like, what do I do? And I was like, we're putting silver leaf where that chip is.
There you go.
Ran a silver leaf on it. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's like, just like you said, you learn, and you piggyback off that, and you just progress and get better,
Right. And a lot of times when I'll do a job, after it's all said and done, I'll ask myself, like, what, usually I'm happy with it, hopefully. But usually
I think we're our worst critics, right?
Yeah, true. But then there's always things you wish you would have done different, and so I'm always asking myself, like, okay, well, if I was to do this again, would I have done it the same way? Would I have, like, maybe layered something? Like, would I have done something first rather than after that? Because we're layering these up in different layers. I always ask myself, is there a better way I could have done this? And usually there's one or two things I can point out,
Yes. And then you learn faster ways too.
Exactly. Yep.
You learn stuff that's quicker, faster. Like your pads. They're so nice.
The sanding pads.
Oh my God. Like what I do is I'll go over a primer car. First, I long block pretty much everything I do. Let's say, like, I'm doing my finishing thing, I'll put a pad on it, put some 500, and I just zip through it with the DA quick. And it just makes it so easier, especially if you're doing like silvers, golds, really touchy colors that have to be prepped like really nice, like platinum pearls, platinum silvers, like they have to be prepped perfect.
They do. And knowing that is actually a pretty big deal. Like, because there's a beast in some things sometimes. It's like you have to know what you're working with and the products you're working with, and understand that some products can be affected differently. Like if you're spraying down like a really fine silver or something like that, that's almost like a chrome, you're going to have to treat the prep different than if you were just going to spray it black with metal flake. I mean,
yes,
right. If you're just flaking a hood, I mean, sometimes that could be the easiest thing if it has like little issues, because you can take care of it. But if you think you can get away with it on really on certain paints, it's just going to look horrible.
And flake does hide a lot of stuff, guys. So just remember that.
Yeah, it's like, like sometimes I just love flake for that reason. It's like,
yeah, because like say for instance, it's not really really nice. You just 300 it, 400 it, base it, flake it, and then you sand it down. So it's almost like you're putting a primer and you're starting, with a smooth surface again, and it hides quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah,
flake
it does.
really forgiving.
Yes, that is for sure. That's why, flake can be so great. And then also flake is also great when it comes to polishing. I always love that.
Yes.
Because you can polish a flake job so easy. It's just, I mean, but if you have like a straight black,
it doesn't take as much work, huh?
No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah, as in doing a black car. What do you think about buffing a black car?
Right? Murder.
Yeah, especially you guys that are starting out. Wait till you buff a black car. My first time I ever buffed out a black car by myself, I was 21. I buffed out a car. I thought it was great. I pulled it out to the sun, and it had so many swirls, so much speed.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, it looks good in here. So I pull it back out, foam pad it, glaze it again, put it back in there, pull it back out, still foam pad, still hazy, still, I'm like, oh my God. And this guy's like, use this, old school guy, use this and then hand wax it. Did it, like you said, pulled it back out perfect. And
Yeah.
mind you, this is like and this should have been like a 3-hour job that ended up being like 16 hours in 2 days.
Yeah, but it's just going black though. You know,
Yeah.
it's just black.
Oh, black's
No
horrible.
biggie. That's
Black
the
is
terrible
horrible.
thing is it's some of the times the easiest jobs can be the hardest. Like if somebody just wants like, you know, like a fine metallic, like you're talking about, you know, like a really fine metallic and nothing else, it's like, holy crap, like you're gonna see some kind of an issue like every you know, couple of feet or so. There's gonna be either a, you know, some little blemish, or that's why I like custom paint so much, is because you can hide little problem areas, and then especially when you're working on small parts, you can just re-clear them and then be able to touch things up later on.
Come back.
Yeah, come back and take care of any kind of issue.
Or is that like I did, is put a silver leaf over it?
Yep, silver leaf. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, so Adam, now that I have my buddy actually messaging me on my other phone, and he was like, "What base did you use on this?"
On this one?
Yes.
So this is just white base coat.
I'm talking about the heavily metallic.
It's just limestone metal flake.
Okay.
Yep.
But
It's
is it over a sealer, a color?
It's over black.
Okay, over black.
But you can lay it over black sealer. It's gonna do and look the same way, really.
Over black. Okay. He was like, "What is that over?" You need to jump in the messages.
Well, this is gonna be like a mix between like two different styles. You know, it's gonna be like a kind of an who knows what it's really gonna be, because the leaf is going to determine a lot of what this thing looks like. We'll see, you know. But yeah, it's supposed to be basically two different styles kind of meshed into one.
Bob Jones sent a $20 super chat.
All right, thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for that super chat. Bringing in the super chats. You get super chats on TikTok, or you get roses?
No, you get diamonds and flowers, hearts.
Okay.
Or you know, just a bunch of stuff.
It's like, what am I getting?
I'm already learning,
here?
So I'm not used to this. Like, this is all new to me. I can work like a mother, but when it comes to the technical and doing lives and doing this is I'm just like so 1980.
Well, you know, you don't need to know much, to be honest. You just need to have a phone and a good internet connection. And really, I mean, people like to see just people working in and day out. I noticed that on TikTok. I actually was paying, since you told me, and I had a couple other people tell me about TikTok Live. I have further investigated into that. And yes, I've done it myself, and you can get amazing viewership off of that. I think what were you saying? What kind of numbers were you pulling in live?
So when I go live, I do anywhere from 10 to 30,000 people at a time.
Wow, that's nuts.
And the thing that I have a hard time when I have my guys, it's cool because they can read the messages, because I just stay consistently working. So like people that follow me, or the people that I was like, hey, come and check out Adam, come and check out Adam's product today. I really just I'm working. So pretty much I have one of my buddies just kind of just following me, just reading the messages, and I get more views that way because I can interact with people, and I can actually be like, hey, you know, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. So I can piggyback off that, and I can show people, because they'll like come in and I'll be like, hey, this is how I do it. This is how I fixed it. Or, you know, like they were asking me about putting putty over primer. Yes, you can put putty over primer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just little things that people will sit there and just ask for, just little things or projects that they're working on. And I just like to just show, you know, how I do it. You know, you can take my, you know, information, or you could do it your way.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times there's more than one way to do it, so it's really interesting to see how other people do it.
Yeah, and that's what I like. I like to see. That's one thing that I do like. Uh, me learning from like all multiple people, looking your style, looking at everybody's style. I'll look at something that Adam does because in that class you had like I've seen you did like the old mini truck, zigzags, lime colors. That was like a hot thing in like the 90s. That was like in the mini truck era. That was like, if you had a paint job like that, you were like the coolest person in the world. And I've never had that opportunity to do a paint job like that, which I'm wanting to do.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
The splatter, bubbles, drips, ins and outs, zigzags, the lime colors. Love that.
Yeah, it's a cool. I mean, there's a lot of different directions you can go with custom paint and just finding your own style. And a lot of times you don't know, like when you're first new, you don't know what you like. A lot of people just will. There's nothing wrong with copying or taking inspiration from somebody, especially if they're teaching. Nobody should really take offense to that at all if they're teaching.
And that's one thing that people need to understand. Don't take offense to anybody criticizing your work. And like I tell that a lot to people. Don't take offense to somebody saying, look at that line, it's crooked, or that's ugly, I wouldn't have did it like that, I would have did it like this. Don't take offense to that. They're just critiquing you. And the more you take that critiquing into your book or your memory or whatever, next time when you come back, try it. And if it works out, cool. If it doesn't, then just throw it in the trash. Throw it in the spam file then.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I don't. A lot of times, what I'll do is if I get those, I'll just I'll comment on it, and then I won't post it, and then I feel like I'm better. I'm better now. Got it on my system. And listen here, you motherfucker, you don't know shit. And then I just won't post it.
Well, you're that's gonna come from a lot of old school painters. I've learned in my life, old school painters are like that. So like when I first came up and I started painting, I would ask old guys and they would just look at you like, it's kind of like, when you have children and you have your little son in the background and he's screaming and yelling and making all that noise, and you've learned to like block them out. That's kind of how it is with old school painters. So you'll ask them, hey, how did you spray that pearl? And they'll be like, it took 20 years to do that. When you get there, then you can figure it out. And a lot of old school painters are like that. My uncle's like that. So if you ask them information or how to paint, they won't show you. Just like Rob in his beginning days, you could not see Rob do anything. He would not show you patterns. He would not show you his technique, the way he laid type down. Nothing. That was his thing.
Safely guarded.
Yeah, it was just like,
Rob says,
you
what's
can't
up?
see it.
Just got on.
Oh, Rob's on actually. Yeah,
What's up, my boy? How you doing, Rob?
Speaking of Rob, he couldn't be any bit different than that nowadays.
Yeah,
definitely sharing his knowledge.
Yeah, very talented. Rob has been a very talented guy.
Yeah.
Very talented. Always inspiration, especially if you know Rob's beginning work from when he first came up, I'm talking like, that's honestly what got me into the custom work, like San Jose 63. These are old cars that he did back in the days, the Beamer and Jeremy's, we used to call him Photo. He used to have a convertible Cadillac with multicolors. That stuff, like, I'd never seen in my life until I seen Rob's stuff. Like I've seen in magazines, but I've never seen it in person. And my dad, Bill, has got you covered. He's not my real dad, but he's kind of guided me through, a lot of stuff, because I originally used to do upholstery.
Yeah.
And like me, Rob, my dad, we did Casanova, we did the stereo system, we did Rolling Malo, we did a bunch of high-end lowriders. Rob would paint them, my dad would do the upholstery, and I would do audio. And like literally, it was always like an amazing to deal with Rob, and just learn and piggyback off everything that he's throughout the years. And a lot of stuff, like I use like a inspiration from Rob and Doc and Candy and Chrome and just multiple people. There's Angel, there's so many, Danny D, there's so many talented painters out now.
Oh yeah, unreal. Yeah, and there's just more and more coming our way because a lot of this isn't exactly trade secret anymore. I mean, if you want to learn, everybody knows you can go to YouTube and at least you can learn the basics there. But really, it takes time and the dedication to put forward, and to have patience to be able to learn from your mistakes.
Yes, sir. Most
and
definitely.
Being patient with yourself. You're not going to be the best painter overnight. It's going to take. It's going to really take years. I mean, some people can learn fast, and within a couple of months, it seems like they can already grasp a lot of the things that go along with custom paint. But for most of us, it takes a little while to be able to be happy and be able to sell your work and to be able to provide a service of custom paints to be able to make a living.
And me now, I try to do what I can now. I don't really, I always have work, and thank God I'm blessed for that. But it's just crazy now.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it hasn't always been like that. Like I'm sure
no.
where like
I used to
you
have
go
to
in
give
like,
stuff
well,
away.
I don't got shit today.
Oh yeah, when I first started, I gave stuff away. I had to.
Yeah.
I'd be like, the rent's due. We have no money. I have no job. I guess we're gonna be painting a fender today, babe. That's how it really worked out for me. And then it just kind of just progressed to, that's how it, started out for me. It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I don't know how you started. How did you start out on?
Well, I went to school for and I actually have an associate's degree and I don't know how you actually get an associate's degree in automotive collision repair, but yeah, I went and did that whole thing. So I learned a lot of the basics. 2 years in so I did 1 year in automotive collision, and then I did another year in refinishing, and then also like I did a couple of summer semesters of like electronics and communications and some of the English classes and stuff that I needed in order to like get a degree. But that didn't really help me at all. What did help me is I learned the basics really well. Like I sat through the lectures. I learned the difference between, hardened 2K material. I know the difference between primers and all that. And I didn't necessarily retain everything I learned, but overall I learned a lot and I have a really good foundation of automotive paint. And then I took that and started airbrushing. I took a course there at the Salt Lake Community College on how to airbrush. And it kind of just steamrolled from there. Me and my cousin started up out of our garage. I think the first bike I ever painted was a Rebel. Like it was like a skull. Honda. Yeah, Honda Rebel.
Yeah.
And I think I even did that for like trade work to be able to have him make a website. And I mean, this is 18 years ago. But yeah, and then after doing a few jobs, I was able to actually I made my living by putting up ads on eBay.
Okay.
And like, we paint your parts, send your parts to us. We'll paint them and send them back. And it was kind of like, that was kind of the deal back then. But since it's you know, it started to turn into like, once social media got bigger, I kind of like took the most of my customers are coming from either Facebook or Instagram, and was able to do kind of like the whole mail order thing. Like, you know, pick your style, you know, we'll talk on the phone, and then if you like my price and everything's good, you can ship me your parts, and this is about how long it's going to take, and I'll send you progress pictures. And then then it worked for years, and it still does work. It's a great business model, if you ask me, because you don't have your customers walking in, which is, you know, that takes a lot of time if they're coming in, and you probably know, right? You have customers come in to walk in and they want to chat with, like, ends up being half the day, and you literally don't get anything done. You're like, what is going on?
If you ask Rob today, because Rob came by the shop today, and I had it locked down, and he was like, I tell Rob, I was like, I had to lock the gate, and he was like, why? I said, because I have too many chitter chatters.
Yeah.
And he started laughing. And I said, I can't say I got COVID anymore because that don't work.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we don't care, just wear a mask, it's okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Even Rob was laughing. He was like, oh, you locked the gate? I said, sometimes if you need to get stuff done, because people don't understand, they don't care if you're sick. Especially when it comes to the paint world, they don't care if you're sick. Is it done Friday? Oh yeah, you know, you lost your voice. I don't care. Is it done Friday? And you should know that. People don't care.
No, they think it's a kind of a quick thing too. And I can never schedule out things very good anyway. So a lot of my scheduling issues are myself. But yeah, paint sometimes can throw you curveballs. And you think you at the beginning of the week, you're like, okay, it's Monday. Like, I'm going to get I should be about this far done by the end of the week. And you get to the end of the week, you're like, holy shit, what did I do? Like, what happened? You're like, this is not where I expected to be.
Yeah. Here's a funny question, Adam. Is your wife your back? Like does your wife critic your work?
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
she does. Majorly.
Okay. I was just saying, because my wife is if you go to my TikToks or my live, she's the first one to be like, that line's crooked. It doesn't match the other side.
I'm the biggest. I'm the worst.
Oh, it hurts too, right? It's like a dagger to the heart. Oh, it hurts so bad. I'm like, why can't just like a normal person like tell me? You know?
I'm just trying to tell him so he can learn from it.
I know.
I'm trying to be mean.
But honestly, me personally, I do listen to her, and then I like think back. I'm like, you know, you're right. I'm gonna change.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's nice to know. I'm not the only one that takes shots from the wife.
Yeah, it was pretty hardcore, but no, I'm used to it now, and I actually, like I said, you use it to your advantage.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, really. I mean, because there's always nothing's perfect. Nothing's 100%. You know.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on a team.
Yeah. Rob sent a $20 super chat.
Oh, what up, Rob? Thank you, man. Appreciate that. You didn't have to do that.
Rob, I don't strip for 20. It takes more than 20 to strip, Rob.
A couple guys on here said that their wives are the same. Kevin McCann.
Same thing.
The Fat Lack said she keeps them honest.
It's confirmed.
Yeah.
It's confirmed. I don't know. Yeah, it's beneficial, but whether or not we really like it, that's the question, right?
Babe.
It's out of love.
Come over here.
It's all for love.
It's all for love. That's what it is.
You do it for the love, huh? You do it for
I'm
the
taking
love.
notes. I'm taking notes. I'm taking these notes. It's all for love. Come over here, babe.
No one's gonna
Hurry
be more
up.
honest with you than your wife.
Right, let's hear that again. What was that?
No one's gonna be more honest with you than your wife. So
Yeah.
it's
Right?
It's
You are 100% right.
I paint better.
Yeah, you're right.
Did you already hear her? She paints better.
Well, I do not paint better. I know that.
And I don't even know how to paint.
Here's my biggest critic right here. This is the biggest critic right here you'll ever see right here. No lie.
It's all
Don't-
love.
That
Told
beautiful face.
See, she
Don't-
said it's all for love. We're not lying.
It's true.
That is so funny. I was like, maybe I'm the only guy that just deals with this abuse.
No, we live the same life when it comes to that. I think we're one of the same.
That's
And I think a
funny.
lot of guys are too. Which, yeah, like I said, it's something you got to get used to. Don't get all butthurt over it.
Oh
'Cause
no,
I kind of used to, but not anymore.
life's too short to get mad for stuff like that.
Yeah, and
Really,
then it's just they're just really just making you better. Yeah, hopefully, right? Hopefully.
So are we gonna be laying some leaf here pretty soon, Adam?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with some leaf. Finish trimming this out. So I'm gonna glue down. Have you sprayed glue ever?
Have I
Never
sprayed
done.
clear?
Glue.
No. I see that you sprayed through an airbrush. I
Yeah,
want to try it. See, like I'm saying, this is a learning experience for me.
Yeah, you can do it. You can use a minigun too. Actually, I feel like a minigun works better. I
Like a
haven't done it
touch-up
as
gun?
many times. Yeah, like a touch-up gun.
Got you. You guys,
Yeah,
you guys carry a touch-up gun, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's less of a touch-up gun and more of like a graphic gun.
Got you.
Because it has the 0.0 or no, I'm sorry, the 0.8 tip in it, which is like probably the smallest tip. Have you ever sprayed with a 0.8?
Yes.
Probably not, right? Oh, you have.
Yeah. Well, I use those like when we used to do like bumper repairs or paint correction,
Uh-huh.
we use those. So we'll hit it with like a touch-up gun, and then do a blend clear or a burn clear, and then clear it, color sand it with 2000, buff it, just for paint correction. I
Okay,
wouldn't
yeah.
par with it.
Not a whole car. Yeah, but a motorcycle though. I mean, I've sprayed clear with it, and it actually, if you're spraying small parts, you can get a lot done and with using very little material, which is super nice.
And
that's
you
why
probably save a ton of materials too, huh?
Oh, a ton. You're not just blasting it all into the air. Yeah, and then it leaves less of an edge to deal with, like when it comes to painting. Once it's done, you obviously have a paint edge because there's different thicknesses. Yeah, I mean, there's little things here and there you kind of learn.
So sorry guys, I'm trying to watch two screens because I'm trying to watch Adam as much as you're hearing us BS. I'm trying to watch Adam check out his see the envision.
Well, I'm gonna say this is either gonna be one of my greatest things I ever create, or it's gonna be something. Who knows? We'll see. It'll be very interesting to see what this looks like. I have tried to spin I don't know if people have asked online, Ash, or not, but if we're planning on spinning the leaf, and the last time I tried and I laid this color stuff down, it really didn't spin. I wish it did, but on this it's going to be fine. It doesn't necessarily need it.
So the color leaf don't spin like the silver does?
No, we're going to try it again.
Okay.
Because like I said, I only tested it once, and then I kind of just put this stuff on the back burner because it didn't spin. I wasn't interested. But I'm interested if it doesn't spin now because I would like to try it out at least. It's not something I'm carrying as a product. But
Yeah.
It could be something I would carry if I could make something happen here. So it's all just testing, Could be something.
I think that's what custom is testing.
It is,
messing
yeah.
around, playing.
Do you find that it's easier to make up your mind on paint, like what you're going to paint, if it's your own parts or a customer's?
Well, you're gonna have those customers that have like I want it like this, and I want it like that, and I want it this, and a line like this. Those paint jobs never come out nice.
They want, yeah, they want to control every detail.
Yeah, like for some reason, when it comes to me, if you say, you know what, Dominic, I just want it red, I want it nice, just throw some graphics, cool. It always comes out nicer because you're doing it the way you like it, what you've
Exactly.
done, what's worked for you, not somebody, you know, taking a picture from somebody else and saying, hey, use this, try this, I want it like this. And then when you do it, they're not happy because they're like, well, that's not what I envisioned.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that's what you told me to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
they'll
it's like do what you want as long as it's what I want.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
some of them are like that, but then there's some that are not. They're literally like, do your thing. I know it's going to be cool, you know, and then that gives you the opportunity to maybe try something new, you know, almost kind of like it is your own part, you know?
Yes, yes. What I've learned that way, I had a customer, he was like, Dom, he had an El Camino. He says, I want it white with a red pearl. And I told him, hey, like, let me explain to you. When you put red flake over white, it's going to turn pink.
Yep.
And he was like, no, I've seen it like this, and I've seen it done like this. And I'm like, are you sure? So I did it, and he wasn't happy with it. We ended up repainting the car because it turned pink.
Yeah, they don't understand, like, how does that happen, you know?
Yes.
Yep. It's been there, done that. Yep. You'll learn, like, just like you learn paint, you'll learn your customers as well. You'll learn how to pick them, because really that's where you want to be as a custom painter. If you ask me, if you love the job, you really want to put yourself in a position where you're able to pick the people that you want to work with. And then you can almost, like, without telling them, you almost, like, you know, they're inquiring about a paint job, but what you're doing is you are putting them through an interview that they don't know about. They're like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't need every job that comes my way. All I need is the good jobs, and the ones that are willing to pay the money, the ones that are more lenient on graphics, and maybe you just connect more with them on that phone conversation. Really, a lot can be learned with, you know, one simple 10 or 20-minute phone conversation with somebody. You can really learn how they are as a person and what they expect. So yeah, that's.
Kevin asked who is Bill and the material bill and the time on that pink paint job.
Yeah, let's hear that. What happened with that pink paint job? What did you have to?
So we
cover
ended
all
up.
That?
So that ended up turning into a candy paint job.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
So what we did is I told him the easiest way to fix this right now, just like we were talking in the beginning of this. I said the easiest way to fix this paint job without, like, killing your pocket is we're gonna wet sand this thing again. We're gonna hit it with 400. I'm gonna wet sand it. I'm gonna silver flake it, and I'm gonna shoot a coat of candy over it. And it turned from a white car to like a candy apple, and came out good. Worked out.
Yeah, I'm sure he loved it at that point.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like, well, it's not pink, and that's great.
Yeah, and it worked out, and he actually liked it. That's the, you know, that's always the key, is to try to make people as happy as possible. You can't make everybody happy, and that's another thing you'll learn getting into the custom world, is not everybody's happy. I don't even think they're happy with themselves sometimes.
Well, yeah, and that is true, because there's just people that are bad consumers in general. Like, they're just not good at being a customer. It's like they just they're okay with giving people a hard time, like with in everyday life, and those are the people that you need to avoid. And it's pretty. Sometimes they'll sneak past you, but like I said, with a simple phone conversation, usually you can get a feel for somebody. And
Did he end up paying the difference to do that candy?
Yes, he did. Because
So,
it
yeah.
wasn't my screw up. So if it
Right.
was my screw up, and I let him know prior to doing this, I told him it's gonna turn colors. I've already tried this. I've put flakes on every color. I sprayed every bike. I've tried every sparkle glitter. I've used Hobby Lobby. I've tried it all, and I've done it on white. And I was like, "Whoa, that's not what I was expecting." I didn't really think that it was gonna be like that. I don't know. You have a different vision of what you thought it was gonna be, and it didn't work out that way.
right, because we've seen it before. I mean, like the more you paint, the easier envisioning a paint job could be, because you've sprayed that color, you've used maybe that color next to another color, or you've done that design layout before, you've done that fade before. You're like, okay, that works because I've done all those things. Maybe it wasn't on this particular job all at once, but you're like, okay, so you can easily like, that's perfect. Yep, that's going to look great. But then there's those customers that'll be like, wanting to pretty much make decisions over every tape cut and angle. They can get pretty crazy. So yeah, being able to recognize that before taking on the customers.
Someone said, what if you would just offer to do a spray out first to say, hey, I'll show you this is not what it's going to look like.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
That's what it should have been done. But do we ever do that?
I've done it once, and I couldn't really implement a spray out. I don't know. It works great with
it's hard to envision a paint job on a this big.
Yeah, I could see that.
And you're trying to envision a whole car, and then you have like a little card, and you're like looking at it, and it just doesn't look like what you thought it was gonna look.
Yeah, because sometimes something bigger, even if you spray the same way, it looks different because it's more, than just that small little thing.
Yeah, but that probably could save a lot of problems doing spray outs, But once again, find those customers that believe you off the bat. Those are the ones you want, that trust you. I had one customer, one of my last customers actually asked me, he said something about the fuel bung. I sent him a picture. I'm like, okay, this is where it's at. And then he sent me a picture back with an arrow pointing towards the fuel bung. And he's like, is this going to cause an issue? And I'm like, these aren't things that you need to be worried about. That's what I text them back. I'm like, you don't need to be worried about these things. And then he just texts back, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, sometimes they just need to be, come on, man. I've done it. And if you're new and maybe you don't know, maybe listen to your customer a little bit more. But
someone said people that haggle the artists are the bad customers.
Oh yeah, if they're haggling you on price, that's already the first red flag. You probably shouldn't be working with that person.
Exactly. You know what I've learned? Yeah. It's the people that knock you down the most on price are always the ones that are the most pickiest. Does that work with you?
Worst customers, right?
Yes. The people that always want the best deals are always the most pickiest and expect the most. And the people that you give it to are the ones that come back and give you $1,000 tip.
I know, huh?
Yeah. And it's crazy how it works that way, but it seems like, or like you do something for somebody and pretty much do it for free, and they're like your worst critics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Adam will always say no homie hookups.
Yeah, no homie hookups.
They're on
Family
Google
hookups,
doing a
Google
review on you.
Yeah. Yeah. All you have to do is paint their tailgate, and it's like a rolling billboard, right?
Right.
That's all you gotta
I
do.
don't like Adam. I just didn't like that pink leaf. It just wasn't there for me. That's too funny.
Okay, we're about ready to spray some of the sizing glue we've been talking about. I'm just masking up because really I'm gonna have to spray one at a time, but that's okay. No worries here.
And that was a question I was going to ask you, Adam. So do you just do one stripe at a time?
I do, since they're different colors. I would try to do more.
So it's going to be a multicolored leaf.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. I think I'm gonna do this one bright blue. Then I'm gonna do
Gotcha.
another one pink. So this is the sizing glue that I'm using, and the instructions are on the back.
And can you get that from your place?
Yep, Amazon. You'll get this in one day if you order it on Amazon, but or on e-commerce if you don't shop on Amazon. There's just limelinepaintsupply.com. But you can. It says right here 2-3 light coats. The instructions right there. The important thing is you want to mix this 1-to-1 with water if you're spraying it with an airbrush. However, if you're using a minigun, a touch-up gun like you're using, you can shoot this right out of the bottle. It's good to go. So you just put this up into your minigun, couple of light coats, let it tack up for a couple minutes. Boom, you're ready to go with leafing. There's no like knuckle test. You're not even saturating it to that point. It's just a couple of light coats that we're doing. I like to do 3 coats to make sure I'm getting the edges. The nice thing is you can double leaf it too. You can glue, leaf. If the leaf doesn't turn out like it's chunky on the edges, make sure you get it all nice and cleaned up, and you could re-leaf it again. Re-glue, re-leaf. That really helps when you go to spin.
Overlap leaf?
Yes, you overlap it. Yep.
Okay.
And all you do is you burnish it in. And I can kind of show that in a minute. But I have this mixed 1-to-1 with water. And then I'll probably just use this trigger. I'll use this trigger style airbrush here. Oh, wait a minute. I might be jumping the gun here. Woo. Well, it's okay. We'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll kind of do this a different way than what I was thinking. But we'll go ahead and get those graphics in.
Do you just clean the airbrush with thinner when you're done with the glue?
Yeah, you want to use you'll want to use either glass cleaner or alcohol to clean it up. That's the trigger style I was telling you about. Okay, let's put some glue in here.
Everybody get your notepads.
This cap is not fitting on there very good.
Adam is in session. And sorry I didn't get to meet Adam's wife. Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah. There you go, Ash. Introduce yourself.
Ash.
Get to meet you.
Hi, Ash.
Hey, Dom.
Nice to meet you.
I'm gonna switch.
Nice to meet you.
I don't want to be rude.
No, you're good.
Don't get mad at me.
I should be introducing her every time.
He sometimes forgets about me. I'm just over here behind the computer. That's all.
No, when I heard you last time, you were doing like all the talking and reading the messages for Adam. And
Yeah,
that's cool.
I do every Thursday night.
Yep, she has her job, and we love her for it. Okay.
And guess what? I take critiques well too. That's okay.
No, you do a great
lot of
job.
love.
What would we do without you guys? I'd be lost.
You would. Someone's got to keep your asses in line.
I hate to do laundry.
I'll
do
to be out of line.
dishes. I'll clean. I'll do bathrooms. No laundry.
No laundry. That's your.
I'll
where
do
you
dishes.
stop, huh?
I'll cook, but no laundry. I screw everything up unless you want your clothes looking like tie dyes, bleached
when you
out,
turn it
messed
pink.
up.
Benjamin Way says, Dom, glad to say hi.
All right.
Swampy said he would be a dead skeleton in a ditch without his wife. See?
That's painting a picture.
She's in the background right now with the belt.
Someone asked, are trigger style guns okay for details or more of coverage?
It depends on what kind of detail. Drop shadows, yeah, they're good. Anything more than that, I think I mean, it takes a lot of action in order to squeeze a trigger and be able to squeeze it just a tiny bit to be able to put little bits of paint down. It's kind of hard to do. When you have a push button that's up top here, when you push down, you pull back. This action right here is very, very controllable.
Yeah,
compared.
I use a dual action. I wad it Eclipse.
And this is dual action too, because there's air on. Because that's not spitting any paint right now. That is spitting paint. So you can just put a little bit of paint out. But once again, see my finger? It's very hard to control, have precise control over your finger movement when it's like trigger style. But when you have up here, pull back, that's really easy to be able to like pull back a little bit and hold it. You can most airbrush artists, they just rock on it. You know, they're on and off just barely, just pumping on just tiny bits of paint.
I don't do dishes. That's funny. I'm trying to read messages.
Who else doesn't do dishes, huh? Let's hear it.
Right?
Or laundry,
The
okay?
Fat Lack said, Ash, will you ask Dom to share his TikTok with us, please?
People want the TikTok.
What's your TikTok, Dom?
It's at Painter Dom.
Type it out on there for him, can you?
Believe it or not, I can't do it.
Why?
Every time like I go
I
back
thought you
to
were
like
on-
make a, I'm telling you, I don't know this. I'm little bus.
You tell us to follow, and we can't follow.
Yeah, but I don't know how to text. I don't know how to do it. And I went to chat. So like on my screen, it has mic, cam, chat, more. But I can't see no messages. So I'm actually looking at the messages on my wife's iPad.
Huh, that's weird.
At Painter Dom?
It's at Painter Dom.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Fat Lack hooked you up. He typed it for you.
Oh yeah.
Here we
thank you. I
go.
appreciate that.
He said, I got you, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, buddy.
So, if you can't do anything, you have kids, Dom?
I got too many kids.
Well, then you have a lot of resources. You just ask your 5-year-old kid how to freaking type on Instagram. They'll tell you in 2 seconds.
She just left. Oh yeah, she's too cool for this. She's way too cool for this.
They usually
Like,
are.
my senior citizen dad's over here talking about paint jobs. I've been hearing about this my whole life.
Will you have more followers than her on TikTok?
My wife's TikTok is full with Starbucks cups.
Ooh, yum.
She's a hardcore Starbucks.
Hey,
Right, look
that's a girl after my own heart, too. Me too.
at her everywhere. These things are saturated all over my house. We have literally a whole room of these. You guys, this is bad. This is bad, guys. This is bad.
Don't do this.
Please say no.
They're so good.
I know. Me, I'm too much of a cheapskate, so I'm like a Circle K type dude for 49 cents. So I can't I can't see myself dropping $10 on a Frappo Grande. And I don't know, look at this guy, he's like tattooed sleeve. So when I walk in there, they already kind of look at me weird.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't fit in the situation or the place at all. So I really start to turn red and get sweaty over there. And they correct you real quick, really quick over there. They're not shy when it comes to that. Because the first time I ever went, I was like, oh, I want a Grande. So I'm thinking, Grande is big, No, that's not a Grande. So, I'm asking the lady, I'm like, hey, I got a Grande. Grande is large, right? And she's like, no, that's a medium. I was like, oh, okay. Sorry.
Not where I come from.
Yeah. I don't know. It's super size for me.
That's why you gotta leave it to us, ladies. We'll order enough for you.
Oh, my wife's a hardcore. It's already there by the time you even get there.
Yeah. Pre-ordering it with the Starbucks money.
They even know her name. It's horrible.
Aussie One Kenobi said, "Hi guys, I sprayed 4 coats of clear about 6 weeks ago. Can I still flow coat? If so, what grade should I sand? If so, what grade should I sand it back with?"
Depends on how much clear coat you have on there and how comfortable you are with sanding it. I like to use 600 grit myself, but you can go all the way down to like 400. If you're worried about burn through or making it too thin, maybe even 800 grit would be a good option. Sand it down with that.
Someone said the blue leaf is amazing.
Yeah, it's all right so far. I'm gonna leaf it twice for sure because it acts way different than what normal leaf acts like. It feels like almost like a completely different material. It breaks a little bit different when you brush it.
Here's another thing too, Adam, because I'm not like I tell you, I can do leafing, but how long do you know before you apply leaf? That's always a thing that people ask me.
It depends on the type of glue you're using. With this glue, you can get right on it, just like I did, because it is water-based. Almost immediately, yeah. Yeah, I may have got on it a little bit too early in a couple of these spots, made it a little bit too wet. But no worries. I just double leaf this. That's the nice thing is you can run a ground layer of leaf and then do another layer over top. Just basically, I'm just going to glue another layer right over the top of this real quick to clean up these edges. And then I'll leaf this twice before somebody would even leaf theirs with the traditional method once. So, I mean, we'll see how this turns out. I mean, so far, I'm hoping the next coat of leaf looks better than this one, which it should. Because if you look real close, or like right here, it's kind of hard to see, but like real close right here, these edges, if we're not going to pinstripe this, which, like with the traditional leaf method, if you were to pull your leaf and you have a jagged edge, that's pretty normal. Right? Is that correct with you too?
Yeah, I have a tendency, like, where you're just pushing on that line, it'll like chop. It'll like it won't peel clean.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone on here asked, what do you do if you get tape residue from the pattern work taping? What do you wipe it off with?
You really shouldn't have tape residue. But maybe wax and grease remover may be able to help you on a small rag. That's the only thing I can really think of. But yeah, you have other problems maybe if the tape residue is leaving. The tape is leaving a residue.
Someone said, what computer program do you use to make your stickers? The one that the image of you that looks like a cartoon?
That was done by somebody on the Fiverr app. It was done by a graphic artist. It wasn't me. It is me, but it wasn't me.
Can you spin the colored leaf?
I don't think so, but I'm going to put this other layer down, and we're going to give it a shot, maybe, and see.
What is happening if the leaf has bubbles underneath the next day?
A couple of things. Possibly if depending on what you laid underneath the glue, something could be happening there. And also there could be maybe the glue was not sprayed thick enough in that spot, and it could cause it to bubble up because of an adhesion issue.
So would they do another layer of leaf on top of that?
You're going to want to make sure that you flush out that. Depends on how bad that area is affected. If it's just a little bit, you would, and it's already cleared, you would basically just flush that out, and I would relief over the top. If it's happening all over, then you might have to get rid of that layer of leaf, unfortunately. But usually, like I said, if it's small areas, you can just go ahead and flush it out and then relief over top of it. And hopefully you don't have any other problems after that. Yeah, when you spray this glue, just make sure it goes on even. Another thing is you could have waited a little bit too long. You know, if you wait too long and there's not enough tack on the glue, really you only want to wait. It all depends on temperature, but 5 minutes, 10 minutes max.
Yeah, I've done that. I've let it dry too dry, and the leaf didn't stick.
Right.
I went to go take it off, and literally the whole leaf came off, and I was like, "Oh, I let it dry too fast, too quick." But I was using the one shot.
Yeah, and really with anything, any kind of leafing, it's really risky because we're laying down a layer of metal. You know, we're gluing down a layer of metal, which is not really meant to be flushed in with automotive paints, but it can be, obviously. So we're breaking a lot of rules when it comes to leafing, but you got to follow certain rules, not have problems.
Can the glue be too wet?
Yeah, the glue can definitely be too wet. Yep.
When it's too wet, it gathers. It kind of I don't know how to explain it.
Exactly.
It bleeds from underneath up.
Yep.
And it'll be really sticky. Even the leafing will be sticky because the glue will penetrate through the leaf. From my experiences.
That's exactly, yeah.
And it kind of
same thing with here. If it's sprayed too thick here, it'll bead up and it wants to attract to itself, creating a texture. All right, I think we're ready for the second coat on this. We'll see what it looks like. Okay, so we're just tacky enough right there. Perfect.
Adam, do you carry that blue leafing?
What one? Blue?
Do you carry that blue leafing?
This right here?
Yeah,
No.
the angry leprechaun is asking if you carry that blue leafing, or what brand is it?
This is just some I tested from a manufacturer a while back.
Nice.
And it's not the same manufacturer of the leaf I have now. It's just one of the many that I tested. But this brand did have colored leaf, and I wanted to try it out. I tried it on one thing, and I wasn't sure about it, so I didn't carry it. But I'm just kind of revisiting the idea. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. We'll see how this turns out. Hopefully. Looks like this is sticking down pretty good.
It looks really good, actually.
And that's one advantage about the Limeline glue is you can leaf it twice. That's like, I know I said that before, but how huge of a difference does that make? Because usually with round one, it's hard to get it to look perfect. And then if you're still going to spin it, having that ground layer of leaf, if you break through, like, have you spun leaf at all? Like with inch and turn?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of, every once in a while you'll break through into the glue, and then it looks, kind of like scratched and doesn't look right. Well, if you burn through and break through spinning that, you have this ground layer.
And see, I've never done that, and now I'm gonna try that. See, I'm learning today myself.
Yep,
I've never done
learning.
leaf over leaf.
Leaf over leaf. Yep. It doesn't. It's not usual because you would have to because it's the usual way to do it would be to brush it on with a regular brush. So that would make it a little tough. But since we're spraying it on, we have other options.
They like the blue.
They like the blue. Okay. All right, that's looking good. Let me go ahead and we'll roll this sucker down.
How heavy are you spraying the glue on?
How heavy? Well, I'm spraying it on actually, fairly light because you don't want it to beat up. So the lighter you can spray it, the better off that you're going to be, really.
The only time you stop learning is when you stop breathing. I've heard that before.
True.
I've been doing it for a little while, and I'm learning now. I didn't even know you could double layer.
Yeah.
Yep, you can if you're using certain products. Okay, we're hoping for the best here. Like I said, I haven't really used this leaf before.
Why would you choose the color leaf over putting candy over the silver leaf?
You're not going to get this. You're not going to get this same color really, with candy. This is like a metallic-y kind of. It definitely looks different than any kind of candy.
Candy over it, huh?
Yeah. But that is an option, and it might be the better option than what I'm doing here. Like I said, this is all we're just experimenting. I don't even know if I'll end up keeping this. I could always go back to that leafed or that flaked. Let's just pull that off of that right there.
Start over, right, with that clear layer.
Yeah, because we have it protected there. Why do I keep pulling that off of that? I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, this stuff definitely is, and it acts different than what regular leaf does. This kind of like chips up in a chunk.
Yeah, I can see that.
And other leaf kind of like brushes away easier, like into smaller. But it looks like we're getting crisp edges now, though.
By patting it in?
Yeah, kind of like punching it into the corner instead of brushing it. I'll brush it here in a second, but just by kind of like pushing the edges of the bristles into the flaked or the leafed edge right there, just kind of pushing it in instead of wiping it and breaking it away, because you don't want to wipe it and break it before it has a chance to stick down.
Is all leaf pretty much the same thickness?
Depends on the leaf, but yeah, the limeline leaf's all going to be a couple inches. Oh, you mean the actual thickness of it?
Yeah.
Huh. No, it's not. Nope. The stuff I all tested was a lot different. I used some stuff at the Brushmasters, and it was much thinner than what I was used to. I didn't like it as much. And not all leaf spins the same either. Some leaf will actually get dull when it's spun. and some shine up more than others. So that's one thing I've always tested with my products is like, which one works best? Why does this work better? You know, and it's really the ones, it's the silver that's made out of aluminum is what spins better.
Why did you switch from the 5,000 grit over to the 3,000 grit?
Did I?
Why did you switch to the 5,000?
Oh.
When it was first a 3,000.
Oh, yeah. I like the idea of 5,000 better. They both work about the same. It's hard to tell the difference. But I felt like 5,000 did just as clean of a turn as 3,000 grit. Honestly, I hope we didn't change to 3,000. I was like, that wasn't the plan.
E. Brown said, if you don't like the leaf, you can wipe it off with mineral spirits.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that because it's water based, right, Adam?
Yeah. Yep.
Is this blue thicker or the same as the gold leaf?
This would be thicker.
So you have to really burnish and roll it?
You do. Yep. If you want clean edges. If you're going to pinstripe it, you don't have to go through as much work because you can deal with a bad edge.
Yeah, you clean it up. The striper cleans it up, I guess.
Yeah. There's no worries. But since, and I actually might stripe this thing because it is my bike and I am learning how to stripe.
Ooh.
So actually, if these edges don't turn out. Yeah, I probably will.
So knock it till you jock it, Adam.
Yeah, I'm learning too.
Learning.
Uh-oh.
We'll see.
Adam's feeling froggy.
Well, we're about to pill this, and we'll see what it really looks like. I will try to spin it real quick, though.
Do you spin it before or after, Adam?
I would usually pull the tape and then spin it. Because the thing is if you need to patch any areas, like in the edges or something that happened once you pull the tape, because once you pull the tape, might maybe something like chips up or something, you need to repair a little edge. If it's already spun, it's super hard to repair that without noticing because you'll put a little piece of leaf on there to fix it and it sticks into the spin.
Gotcha.
And then it like literally you got to re-leaf the whole thing because you've just stuck. Once that leaf sticks into that 5,000 grit spin, it doesn't want to like get out of there and it just clogs it up. And you could totally tell like a leaf, like a piece fell in there. Okay, let's see what this ended up looking like here. I really want to make sure, like the more you spin on these edges to make sure that they're down, the better off it's going to look.
The crisper the lines, right?
Yeah, crisper the lines for sure. Okay, let's do it. Let's pull some of this up and we'll see.
We need a drum roll. Drum roll.
Yeah.
Oh. Someone asked on here, any plans to have everyone exchange contact information or possibly start a forum or members chat group where we can post questions or share our projects with everyone here and offer positive support?
That sounds awesome. I don't think YouTube really offers anything like that. We do have the membership on the membership program on the platform, but yes, I would definitely love to look into more of doing that. Also, if anybody else, just like Dom, joined in today, we can always have, if you guys are interested in being on, whether it's just for like maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes, or my buddy Dom, we just hang out all day. We don't care. We just,
Like it's just funny. I actually enjoy the company. I enjoy the people. Enjoy the wifey making me laugh over here. Just enjoy it in general. It's cool to have positive people.
We love our Thursday nights. We really have like a cool little family. It's like a family that we have on doing them, so it's super fun.
Yeah, we definitely enjoy it. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah, Swampy does have. I don't know Swampy. I don't know if you run or not, but there is that Facebook group that's called Custom Painting for Beginners. It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
I know some people come from there to watch the show, and I know Swampy's on there. I don't know if he runs it or what, but I think they have a pretty good following. That maybe that's a
Yeah,
place
they
to
do.
start.
I'm actually on that. I'm
Oh, you
actually
are
on
too?
that as well. Yeah. Those guys, they give it to you.
they let you know.
Oh, they'll let you know. They will
Your
let
second,
you
third,
know.
fourth, and fifth, and sixth wife.
Worse than the wives.
Oh damn!
Yeah, they go in on you. And you
Yeah,
get some old school guys that are real proud. Real proud.
I could see that. I could see that. Well, and then some people don't understand. There's more than one way to do things. You know.
Yeah,
It's like,
what was it? Oh, I posted a candy Escalade. I candied a candy Escalade. And they were going in on me. That's not the way you spray the bottom. That's not the way you spray that. And then I'm like, before it's done, please, like, let me do it, and then I'll show you. And then I showed them, and after it was done, and they're like, "How did you do that?" I was like, "I just, it just goes." But they do, you know. But like I said, it's the criticism is what you need to be better at what you do, your craft, you know.
exactly. Yep. It's not necessarily a negative thing all the time.
No.
Just because somebody has a different way of doing things.
I think so. Swampy is on our. He's one of our members, and I think he said that he's a manager of it. I think, and he says I try to keep it respectful on there.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you can only do what you can do, really,
Yeah.
when it comes to
I
that.
honestly, I think Swampy. I was talking to him. It's like I told him, I was like, I actually know Adam. He was promoting you guys. Now that I really think about it.
Oh yeah. Swampies are one of our longtime homies on here. It's probably one
He's
of the
an
names
OG,
I remember
huh?
the most, actually.
Positive criticism is welcome.
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes.
For sure. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do another one right here. I'm gonna do it in pink. Do it in pink. Yeah. I'm not gonna get all these done tonight because it's taking me a little bit longer than I thought, but I do want to get enough of these done to where, man, I'd like to just get these two knocked out real quick. This one and this one. All right, we're gonna be here. If you need to jump off, dude, you can leave anytime you want. We're not gonna keep you committed.
I'm watching. I ain't doing nothing.
All right.
I'm just literally watching it. Here in a minute, I'll log off here.
Yeah, well, you're good anytime, man. We don't keep you all night, but I want to be able to show.
And at the end, should we do the winners? Like maybe at the end.
Yeah, we'll do the winners at the end.
And it was a blessing to meet all you guys. I really enjoyed you guys.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's badass to be able to talk to you. Being able to change up the content a little bit.
Yeah, change it
You
up.
know?
Enjoy your company. It was like having a beer without having a beer.
Well, there you go. It's refreshing, huh?
Yeah, it's refreshing. You know, at this point in life, man, anything that brings you any kind of enjoyment, happiness, smile is always a blessing.
Oh yeah. I hear you. Let's stick this right here to protect.
I'm having a beer. Why not have a beer?
I used to have a beer or drink every life, but I've been on a kick of like going to the gym and feeling better. So it's only every once in a while, maybe a glass of wine, or I usually have like a German beer or something.
I wish
But not
I could
lately, huh?
have a beer. I'm not a drinker. I've never really liked drinking.
I like the idea of drinking. It sounds fun. Like you relax, you have a drink, you unwind. You're obviously not doing any work at that point, you know. But then things slow down. I don't know. I'm with you, but I like it every once in a while for sure.
It's just now that I'm older, I don't bounce back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see the logic in it anymore. When I was young, it was cool. Now that I'm older, it's just like a headache. I don't bounce back till about 11 after my vitamin C pack, and you know, and literally I don't even, it's not cool anymore. And being 46 years old at a bar is not cool either.
No, definitely not there.
You're like, hey, isn't that my son's friend?
Yeah, for real. You're like, what? No.
Because I have
like
a 26-year-old.
Just like sometimes I like to have it. We have a pool, so I like to have a drink in the pool, or sometimes like on the patio, just where it's just nothing to do. I have to be quiet, nothing in my mind going on, and just have a drink and relax and listen to the birds. Or like I want peace and quiet, not a bar where it's loud and obnoxious and no.
I don't know. It's got pretty crazy here now, so I kind of stay home if I can.
Yeah.
And now it's just it's a lot different nowadays in this thing. It's like it's got to the point where it's like, do you honestly want to go out? Do you want to deal with drama?
Yeah. So true.
Especially over here, it's I don't know. Adam came last time, and I was like, don't stay by Blastus shop, please.
That wasn't good.
You might come out and your wheels will be gone. Just let me, Adam. You'll be in your van, and your bumpers and your wheels will be taken off your car. I'm just letting you know. So I would prefer if you go to the Heights or go to somewhere. I think I did, didn't I? I think I told you to go to the casino or something where it was a little.
Oh yeah, you sent me to a nice
where it was
casino,
a little
so I
bit
appreciate
more
that.
safer for you.
Yeah. It was pretty nice there. I just ate dinner there, really. But my brother and my mom are actually, they live in Rio Rancho.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're
Yeah.
lucky. But
Yeah.
Rio Rancho's it's way different, honestly.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, it's more like it's more mellow than here. Like over here, like especially by Blastus, anywhere on Central, anywhere like up that area, it's as they say, like
pretty gnarly.
oh
They
yeah,
call it the war zone, right? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what we call it, the war zone. It's like the Fraggle Rocks. It's like a wacka 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 over there.
That's why I didn't come. He's like, well, maybe you better not come this time. Let me check it out. Because
you better be doing. You said you work out, so you better do some Taibo classes.
Do some stab movements.
You better block.
No, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
It's not that bad, but it is pretty bad.
Yeah, we're not joking. We're just kind of joking.
Yeah,
kind of joking. Okay.
All right.
Shit still happens.
Never going there. I guess I never get to go out that way.
But then you might like it. You might
It's
be
really
that
beautiful
wild,
out there,
crazy
actually.
child.
How long do you let your clear sit before you sand it for more graphics?
I like to wait a day, but sometimes it would be a good idea if you've put a lot of clear on it to wait a couple of days. You really let those solvents gas out of there.
Yeah, I normally let, before I do like graphics, mostly like on a multicolor, I wait like at least a day.
Yeah, it's a good idea to let it sit and kind of, do its thing. Make sure that it's, chemically hardened all the way, especially if you're running 2K clear coat, 2-part clear coat. Don't go anywhere. Come. Oh, she's floating on me. Which one you want? Oh! Come off of there. Let's see. All right, we're not getting all that off.
They like the colors. The colors are wicked. The color looks sharp in foil. They like it. They like the color beat.
Okay, they like it? Okay, well, so far so good.
It looks like a magenta from mine.
That's what it looks like?
Yeah, for my, for my iPad, it looks like almost like a candy magenta.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that. Pull the chunk off.
Well, he fixed his mistake with leaf. I'm sure you can fix your leaf mistake with leaf.
We'll see. We'll see what happens here. That was definitely a mistake because I let the paper touch the leaf, which... Getting our chunk right here. Let's lay that down. Okay. Let's not panic, okay?
Look at that. It's like confetti when you did that.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm getting blue chunks everywhere here.
Blue
You know,
chunks.
Well,
That's what happens when you drink too much. Blue chunks.
blowing chunks?
Got you with that mom joke, didn't I?
I don't get it. So.
Adam, do you hold the wife's hair when she's chunky?
Yeah, if I need to.
Oh, I don't.
If she has a wild night out.
No,
Yeah.
that's not me. I'm
Yeah.
the biggest follower you meet in your life.
Yeah, it takes a lot for her to have a lot of fun.
No, I don't need stuff to have a lot of fun.
I know you don't.
That's so funny.
Oh no, I saw glitter. Time for Adam's OnlyFans.
Oh, here comes the super chats. They're rolling in.
Uh-oh. The OnlyFans, huh?
Someone said you can put a bullet hole in that mistake.
Uh-oh, we're getting laughing marks and hearts now.
Yeah, we're getting well, that actually that little error I had, you can't even tell. The leaf fixed it.
Tina said I hold your hair when you barf.
My hair?
You know what? It's so weird. I'm a nurse, but that's one thing I will run away from is if you throw up. I could do everything else, but if you're gonna barf, I'm sorry, I gotta go because I'm gonna be barfing next to you if I don't get out here.
That's too
Yeah.
good.
So no, I lock them in the bathroom and then lock the bedroom door too and go far, far away. I'm like, you're on your own, buddy.
Like, I'm out of here.
Your mistake. You pay
Take
for
two
it.
and call me in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull some of this tape up.
It's like, I'll give you a towel and a pillow. Don't you dare come to bed and barf in my bed. You stay there for the night.
Uh-oh.
This looks like a Get in Shape Barbie doll I used to have when I was younger.
Really?
The gem.
It's looking pretty cool. I'm liking the colors so far. And I think everything's going to turn out okay. So I'm going to unmask some of this so we can get an idea of what this is going to look like. I'm not going to get to all of this. Pretty much I'm just going to do these two. And then I'll build off of that. Because we are getting into over 2 hours, right?
An hour and 44.
Hour and 44. So yeah. So we'll pull this off and then we'll kind of see we'll try to spin it too. Real quick. Because you never know. Maybe we can spin this stuff. Maybe it'll be the most amazing thing ever. I really wish that's could and will happen, but we'll see.
That's the risk you take, right?
That is.
Or where
Coming up
I'm
with new
from,
stuff.
and where I'm from, it's called It's a Risk or Not.
How long does it take for the sizing to completely dry after leafing is done?
The sizing would be almost completely dry by the time.
Already?
Yeah, underneath. Yeah, it's going to be pretty much dry. Yeah, you shouldn't be applying any leaf if it's wet at all. If it's sticky or if it comes off when you touch it. Like, did you see me touching it with my finger? I was just making sure that it wasn't coming off on my finger, because that's what you don't want, you know.
Careful on spinning over that spot that pulled off.
Yeah, that is true. True facts there.
That's popping.
All right, let's see what this. Let's see if I can get this to pill up without any issues.
Adam's making a new line. Trapper keepers.
Oh, I love those things. See how I'm pulling this off at an angle like that? That's what you want to do. You don't want to pull this way. Don't pull into your artwork. Pull like at a 45-degree outwards. So that way, it's clean line right there.
Yeah, your lines are super clean.
Yeah, I mean, especially for leafing. And I'm
like mine
sure
are
I'm
always
gonna,
jagged.
yeah. And I could have spent more time on this and probably made them a little better, but it's looking pretty
clean.
good.
The light, literally, you don't like something like that. You wouldn't really have to stripe. I stripe my stuff because mine has a tendency to be a little choppy.
Yep. And you're kind of almost forced to do that.
Yeah, to clean up my lines, you know.
Yep.
But that's so like clean that you can literally just clear over that or shade it or highlight it with your airbrush and you're done.
Exactly. You know, and this will all end up getting like I said, either a pinstripe and then drop shadows or whatnot. Let me pull up these, see what this corner looks like.
Joe said, I found out leafing for the first time not to move fast with the sheets. They like to float away. They do.
Yeah, they will float away.
Our grandkids literally, or our grandson literally likes to throw them in the air and watch them float down from the shop. He loves it.
That's his favorite thing.
It's his favorite thing.
Yeah, they will go airborne really quick. And also, if you have like a fan on in the shop, you're gonna want to make sure that everything's like everything's shut down, no airflow.
The window shut. You want to be careful because they'll run away from you.
Even your fingers having oil or sticky, will stick to it too.
After you eat your chicken wings for lunch, go wash your hands before you return to work.
Yes, that's always you get contamination, and when you have a thumbprint fisheye because you ate hot wings, then you'll understand the.
Yeah. Those hot wings will mess you up in more ways than one. You gotta be careful.
Mess you up in the morning, and like you come in, oh God.
I told you not to go buffalo. I told you.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this so we can see what this all looks like, and then I'll just retape this out later, so I'm not even worried about that. I did get the whole design out, but like I said, we talked about this earlier. I thought I was going to get a lot more done today than I thought I was going to, but that's okay. Looks like we got a little bit of like, I'll be able to clean that up too, because we can just leaf right over that.
What color are you going to do there? Green? Did you say? Or you don't know?
Right here, there's going to end up going green and purple and red into this actually.
Wow.
But we will.
You're going to spin it.
Yes, I do need to spin it.
SMR said, I tried some imitation leaf that was like a plastic. Didn't know that's what it was. And that crap sucked.
Yeah, some of it really does suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll melt.
You get a lot of different.
Is there bubbling or roughage in the blue leaf towards the bottom of the tank, or is it just an angle?
It looks pretty good.
Just the light?
I think it might be just the light. Might be lucky. I can probably pull some of this excess leaf off with some tape. Clean that up a little bit.
Yeah, that's good.
Definitely don't let that touch your leaf right there. You pulled that right off. Yeah, let's try to spin this and see what this looks like. But yeah, what a different look, right? I mean, once I get the rest of it in, I'll probably work on more of this weekend. Maybe I'll do some TikTok lives, huh?
Nice. Try it.
I do.
Try it.
You know what? The times I have tried it, the numbers were impressive. They really were.
Yeah. In like, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have never done it. She's like, do it, like, try it. And when I did, I was like, whoa, I didn't really expect that.
Yeah. Well, and people like to see like what it's like in their environment. Like, you know, I'll surf through there in the morning when I'm at the gym, just kind of like trying to find ideas. But I did also check out that live tab and seeing what people were doing. You know, all kinds of like carpenters, bricklayers. You'll see people playing games on there. You'll see all kinds of different stuff. So it's like, so I try to get ideas like, this might be something. But let's get a spinner ready and let's see.
Someone said, your table squeaks like my knees when I stand up.
Where's my spinner at? My spinner tool.
Huh.
I stole it.
It's gone.
Dom stole it.
Dom. It is gone.
Well, that's probably because you clean the shop and you can't find anything when it's a little bit clean.
Gizmo!
No, I can't find it. Let's see. Maybe we can.
Really?
Bet me to it, Dominic. Beat me to it, Dom.
Let's see the roller, the brush.
That's, looks like it walked away, huh?
Just the only thing with TikTok, if you say any kind of bad words or cuss words, or they like mute your stuff immediately.
On TikTok?
Yeah, they don't play. I said I said the F-bomb, and because we're, you know, at the you know, when we're working and it's a bunch of guys, that's like every 3 words is the F-bomb.
Yeah.
So I like I have to, you know, watch myself, because immediately they mute you.
Don't swear. Probably because kids watch or something.
All right. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
find
you
my
know
leaf.
what? That's probably why. Because I think kids can just, anybody honestly could just pop on it. So I think that's probably why it is. It's not more like towards adults. So I think it's like anybody can get on there.
Yeah, I bet. They don't want kids hearing you swearing all kinds of words.
That's where I learned all my words from. I learned my swear words. I've learned emoji text now.
Just don't speak the lingo. That don't make any sense.
Oh no. Sometimes I get frustrated because my daughter will send like a pizza, a heart, a house. I'm like, what is that? Oh, we're getting pizza at the house in a little bit. I'm like, what? What is that?
Well, it did spin a little bit. I took a 5,000 pad, but whether or not it actually, you see that right there where I spun that?
Yeah, you could see it.
Huh, very interesting. Once I find that spinner, I think I will go ahead and maybe.
Great. They all wanted to see it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what in the hell happened to that thing.
So the shirt I'm wearing, it's a cause. So I don't know. The cause t-shirt, guys.
What t-shirt?
Cause?
Yeah.
He's like he's like a fashion designer.
Well, it's nowhere to be found, babe. Where are you looking at? There's not one over there.
I'm just looking.
Huh. Well, it walked off on us. Very strange. I think it'll be over there.
They said your mouse took it.
It could be. The mouse
He's
took
outside
it.
spinning leaf. Tom, somebody got to pay for this electricity bill.
Yeah, huh. That's funny because I did just end up cleaning this place up, and yeah, couldn't find it. Well, let's take a closer look at this and we'll see. But yeah, it looks like that did actually spin okay. I don't know if it spun as good as it should.
Yeah, you could see it more on the angle.
Let me try it on this. I'll just use my finger and then.
What in the hell?
Yeah, it does
Found
spin.
it.
You found it. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That.
Save the.
Whoop, whoop.
All right.
I found it.
Yeah, you could see it really. You could see it. It's very defined right there. I'm actually digging the magenta or the pink.
Yeah, that does look good. Huh. That does work. I guess I'm sold on it now because we're doing it. Can't
Looks
just do
good.
part of it.
It looks good. It looks good. Sorry, guys. I'm looking down. I'm trying to look at two at the same time.
No noise.
You're like, this guy's ignoring me. I'm taking notes, guys. I got my iPad.
So that actually did work out pretty good.
Yeah, you could see it. Especially like when you turn it at him a little bit. When you
Yeah.
put it more on an angle, you can really see the spins. When you look straight down on it, well, that one's actually, you could see straight down now.
Oh, that one actually turned out amazing right there. Okay, I'm sold. I'm sold on the on the spin. I feel like it doesn't spin as good as like the silver and the gold and the copper that I have, but that actually was
Yeah,
very good.
I'm feeling that one. I like that
Yeah.
color. I really like
Yeah.
that color.
I'll probably add a little bit more of that color onto the front of this. This actually, the white, I got a little ahead of myself when I started this, because when I taped it out, I was going to go ahead and paint in the background with like a little bit of that grunge texture. That way I had all the background done, and then the leaf would go over the top. But since I forgot, I'll have to go ahead and do some more back masking and stuff like that. But
Is it just a solid white, or is it like a pearl, or
this is a solid white, yeah.
solid
But
white?
my plan is I have this a really light gray, so it's just black and white mixed together. A really light gray, and I was going to use, and which I still will.
Almost looks like that Nardo gray, huh?
Yeah, kind of like that, a little bit lighter, I would say. But there was that texture stencil, which is.
If you guys know what that Nardo gray, it's on the new Toyotas.
Is that the gray that like everybody's using?
Yeah, it's like on the new Toyotas. And that's what they call it, Nardo gray, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I like
Yeah, go ahead.
I've noticed that a lot of these new cars are coming out with pastel colors. No metallics, just solid, blues, solid grays, solid, no metallics.
Yeah, almost like it's kind of wrapped or something, or
Yeah.
like I would love to see those colors in a flat clear coat. I feel like that would look so good. I saw a BMW yesterday that was like a lime green.
Do you
It
sell
looks
a
so good.
flattener, Adam?
We don't have a flat clear, but we have one that we'll be testing here pretty soon. I
Nice.
tested another company's flat clear and it didn't work out, but I have another one that I'm just waiting for their formula to. I'm actually one of the guys that are going to test it to see how well it works. But yeah, hopefully it turns out. Hopefully it works good, because I've had a lot of people asking, and I myself also like flat clear coat.
Yeah, it's cool. But it's
Well,
like,
all the high ends are going with the flat. Maybach,
Yeah.
Bentleys, all them are mattes or flat or
Yeah,
satin.
they look completely different when they're a satin finish like that.
they all like the color leaf. They say order, get it, put it in stock. In stock.
They like it, huh?
They do.
Okay.
They say the magenta one kind of looks like it's like a checkered pattern when it's spun.
Yeah, I was surprised that this stuff spun, because I swear it didn't when I last tested it. But now you live and learn, Okay. Yeah. Wow, that looks good. Okay. Yeah, and the plan with this is I'm actually going to do some lowrider graphics up in here, and there's going to be a lot of drop
Nice.
shadows. Obviously, more colors and more stuff to go on up here, around here. We still got some more colors to do there. But I feel like it's a pretty good start. I mean, it looks a little dirty right now because we got a little bit of overspray there with some glue and some leaf. But I think we're on the right track to making something really cool here.
It looks good, Adam.
The difference.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
I'm
guys.
glad
I
it's-
appreciate you guys so immensely.
Yeah, thanks for coming on with us, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. It was an honor, Adam. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sharing your story
I got to
inspires other
shoot
people.
the poop with you, and got to joke around with Mama Bear back there. I hope you guys have a good night, a blessed one.
Yeah, you too.
It was such a pleasure with you guys.
For
And
sure.
feel free. You got my number, Adam, anytime. You need a
I always
guy
see
to
those
come on.
videos. I always see those videos that Blast posts of like all that graffiti work in like the drainage areas that you guys have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he invited me one time, like the day before I left, but I was like super tired. But he invited me. He's like, "Hey, you jump on a 4-wheeler or something, cruise out."
Yeah,
I'm like,
Blast is a very talented individual.
I should have took him up on that offer, and I actually wish I would have. So next time I come back, I'm gonna
Nice to meet
Yeah,
you, Rob. Nice to
do
meet
that.
you guys. It was such a blessing to come on here and shoot the crap with you guys. I gotta pull my cars in. I don't know if you heard my story. We pull our cars in and lock them up.
You gotta do that.
And my bully, he's not a guard dog. He'll maybe might hump on you, but he ain't gonna do anything. So he's about worthless. I'm out. I love you guys. Have a
All
blessed
right, we'll see you
one.
guys. Thanks for joining.
I had a
Love you,
great
Tom.
time. I enjoyed all you guys. It was so cool to meet you guys, chill with you guys for a night.
Cool.
I'm out.
All right, dude. Hey, we'll
Love you guys.
talk to
I'm
you
out.
later. Later, brother. All right, guys. Well, things turned out pretty good so far. Let's go ahead and we'll give them 3 things away real quick.
Yeah, what?
We're gonna do some leaf and some glue. So you'll get silver and gold and also the leafing glue. So you get those 3 items. We'll do 3 of them. Because everybody's sticking around for the freebies at the end, which is we appreciate that. Thanks for all the super chats too. It was awesome. All right, let's make this thing happen. All right, good luck, guys. First one. Brian Pilot. Congrats. All I got to do is just shoot us a email at info@limelinepaintsupply.com. Let us know that you won. All right. Second winner.
Oh, geez, I forgot to share it.
Oh, there we go.
Ah!
Who do we got? Who do we got? Oh, Roman almost had it. Vicky Pilot. Is that a? Okay. Might have a husband and wife one there. Double trouble. If that's so, let us know if you're getting double. If it is, we can switch you out for something else too, so you don't get in the same. But man, that's some good family luck there. If that's the case. All right, last one. John Morris, you did it. I saw redneck motorcycles in there. You almost had it. Awesome, John. If you need anything else and you're set up on leafing supplies, we can always swap you out for something else. But yeah, thanks again, guys. I'm glad this kind of turned out. I think we're good here. I'm gonna go ahead and do some more probably this weekend. But you kind of get the gist of what's going on here. But next week, we'll work a little bit more on this, probably doing something else. I'll be a little bit farther along on this, hopefully. But yeah, hope you guys learned something. Appreciate the super chats, everybody. And maybe we'll see you next week.
Yeah, good night, guys.
See you guys.
Being on.
Appreciate it.